Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is me, Rob, and we're back inside of Cabinet Vision, and I have decided that I'm going to make another short video about something that I think I've covered before, and it's not really a common thing, I think maybe that happens to people, but it is something that I have to deal with, and I thought I'd just jump in and make a video while I do this. So this is for a real job that I have to do. And what I'm doing, I've got this kitchen here, and I'm getting ready to send all these parts out to a Onsrud CNC router that I have networked to this. And yeah, so I'm basically getting it ready to send out to my shop guys so they can run all the plywood parts. Uh, However, we buy our plywood primarily in 4x8 sheets, like almost exclusively. And they do make different sizes, but that's kind of what we stick to. But quite frequently, I do end up making cabinets that are taller than my sheets of plywood. Therefore, if I try to run this right now, so we'll actually do this. So this is cabinet number 1. So if I come to my screen to machine center, and it's probably going to take a second to load. So I don't know why it takes so long with this new version of Cabinet Vision. For some reason, it just takes a little longer than normal to boot up into the screen to machine center. Could be my computer, have no idea. Okay, so we are inside of the screen to machine center, and we have all the different parts that are available to me. So if I go to filter parts here, and let's go into the part filter, and let's just say I want the unfinished ends and the finished ends. We'll just do those. Okay, so if I hit OK, you can see that if I scroll down, it is selecting all of my body parts. However, way up here at the top, I've got some parts that are isolated to this top section, and they've got this red icon. And if we can see the length here, it is they're calling for 107 inches. And since I am set up to only do 4x8 sheets of plywood, the screen to machine center is telling me like these are too big, so we cannot include them in the optimization. I could go in Cabinet Vision and change my optimization to greater than 107 inches, but that means I have to actually have plywood that is that big, which I don't. So as a result, I have to figure out a workaround, and that's what this video is. I'm going to show you what I do specifically to work around this issue. Now, you probably, you could go and make this by hand manually, if you've got routers and stuff, split it in half. But essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this in half, but I still want the CNC to do it. So I'm going to break it down into 2 manageable sections. And then ultimately, my shop guys are going to have to biscuit join it together, but at least the machine can process it. So how I go about doing that is, it's pretty, I feel like, straightforward. It's not elegant or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a random wall here. And this is the cabinet we want. So I'm actually going to just make a copy of it over here. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's make one more copy. And on this copy, I'm going to delete everything. Let's space this just a little bit from that side cabinet, and then I'm going to make a second copy. Okay, so this is our reference cabinet. And basically we're going to build a lower part with this one and an upper part with this one, and we're going to make it match what we've got here. So we know I don't need the doors, so I'm just going to remove the doors. What I'm doing is I'm just hovering over the door openings, and that is just going to take those doors away so that way I can just see what we've got, where we need to make our splits. Now, as far as how I split this in half, it's kind of up to, however makes sense. For this particular cabinet, there's going to be a oven that slides in here. So I want the seam to be somewhere in this area because that means that it'll be covered up by the appliance. So what I can do is I can take this cabinet, and we've got 107 inches. There's nothing scientific about it. So if I just put like 75 inches, well, that's still a little too high. So let's go down to like 60 inches. And something like that, 60 inches, maybe 65, something like that. Yeah, let's go back down to, let's just go down to 60 just to avoid the router being so close to the end. Okay, so if this is 60 and this is 107, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 107 and we're just going to subtract that 60 that I already have, and that means that this guy is going to be 47 inches tall. And so this guy's going to be our top, and it's going to fit right on top of here. And so what we need to do is we've got 60 inches here in the height. So if I go to my elevation and I put 60, should put me right above that cabinet. And if I go 1 inch over, okay, there we go. So now we've got the two cabinets sitting on two halves sitting on top of each other that equal the correct height. So let's go in and edit these down to where it makes sense. And we'll start with this bottom. And we can see here that we've got an 8.5 inch opening here. Let's just double click here. So I've got a 3.5 inch toe kick, and that all can be found under properties, toe, and you can see your toe height here. If we click here, we've got an 1.5 inch rail, and then we've got an 8.5 inch height opening, and then we've got a 3-inch rail here. And then we've got a 49.5, but let's just focus on this bottom half first. So what we're going to do here is the first thing I want to do is I want to get rid of this top section because we don't want a floor. We don't want it to put the dado in or anything. So let's go to our properties, our case, and we are going to remove the top. We're going to select no top. All right, now that the top is gone, you can see that it's open. So all we have to do now is just click that top rail and let's just delete it out. And there we go. So now we've got our basic just open section. So what I'm going to do now is put that drawer in. So I'm going to do a horizontal split. And I'm just going to delete the doors that it automatically puts out there. And I'm going to click this and I'm going to change that to 3 inches. And then we're going to click this bottom opening and I'm going to go 8.5 because I think that is what the other one is. And so if we come out of here, we can see that now we're matching it up. So we don't have a floor yet. And you see that blue line represents a floor, which is going to drive dados on the sides, the body parts. So we need to go in and do that. So to put a floor in, we're going to go to the interior and we're going to click once, click again, hold and drag. Let go of the mouse button and then click again, and then that is going to put that floor in. Just like that. Okay, so we've got that bottom ready, and so what we can just do is just I'm just going to, for the sake of this video, we'll just do bottom. So that way the labels doesn't confuse anybody. All right, so let's go to this top section. Okay, so right away, I know that I have to get rid of this whole bottom section of the cabinet, just like we did with the top section here. And then I've got to add this piece, I've got to add this piece, and then we've got a shelf here. So it looks like 2 openings, one has a shelf, and then one up here. So let's go ahead and get rid of that bottom section. And the way that we do that is the same. We're going to go to properties, not toe. We're going to go to case, and we're going to go to no bottom. And actually, I did need to go to toe. We're going to zero out that toe. There we go. So we zeroed out the toe, and then I removed the bottom, and then now I can remove that bottom rail, and that gives us this open cabinet. Okay, and so let's go ahead and add this piece and this piece. So we know the top's 14 and the bottom's 21. That's inch and a half, and that's 3 inches. So let's go to our horizontal split. We could actually do a multi-split. We're going to click opens here. And that should give us, actually, we only needed one. So let's get rid of, no, actually, I lied to you. I needed that one. So I need this one to be 3. This one stays inch and a half. And this top is going to be 14. And whenever we make changes down here, we want to preserve that 14 inches, so we can go lock the height here. And then I think this one was 21. I'll put 21, and then if we have to change it. Okay, yep, so it was 14, 21. This is inch and a half, and this is 3. So now we're looking pretty good. So we just got to put the floors in here and then add that shelf. All right, so let's tackle the floors. All right, and then here we're going to click that center, and we're going to put a horizontal split, and that should put a shelf in for us, just like that. Now this shelf is coming a little too, it's coming all the way to the face frame, it looks like, so we're going to go ahead and put negative. So if you click the shelf, whatever you click on brings up the properties. And so right now you can see it says shelf. It's got the type of shelf. We've got adjustable shelf selected. And then under here, we've got some adjustments. Now the depth of that shelf, so that 1/4 inch means that it is minusing a 1/4 inch of the whole depth of the inside. So you're basically right up against the face frame on the inside, just a 1/4 inch. So let's go ahead and bring that back to -5. And if we go to 3D, what it does is it brings that shelf in. It adds 5 inches between here and here. So I think that makes more sense on some of these taller cabinets where the shelves are higher. You need that, you need to sit back a little bit so that way people can actually get up in each section. All right, so that is basically it. And so then what I'll do here is I'll go top. And so we've got top and bottom, and now I can safely delete this cabinet. And so basically what I'm left with is a 47-inch piece, which is less than my 96-inch sheet, and then a 60-inch piece. And to show you how that works again, let's go back into screen to machine. And this is cabinet number 21 and 22. All right, so we're here into screen to machine, and we still have that 107-inch tall cabinet. So if I select all my body parts again, it's still going to flag these, but that's okay. We can let it ignore them now, because if we go all the way to the bottom, we've got this 21 and 22-inch cabinet here, and you can also get there by the filter. If we click our kitchen, we've got the top and bottom cabinets. So let's click OK. And so this is everything that is selected, but I don't want everything. I just want to focus on the body parts. So I'm going to click filter again. I'm going to filter on top of this selection, and I'm going to tell it what I want. So we want the unfinished left and right, or finished. I don't know. I just select them both in case I don't know. So now I have 4 pieces. So it's going to be 2 for the left side, 2 for the right side. And now it will let me optimize those on a 4x8 sheet of wood. And so this is what it's going to look like. It's going to break it down into 3 sheets. So unfortunately, it's not necessarily the most efficient when it comes to optimizing. Like if I optimize it in with the whole job, it will throw little parts in here and it will make it a lot better. But if you're doing them by themselves, it's not the most efficient when it comes to optimization, but it does let my CNC do it. So Just kind of a short video there here. Hopefully, some of you guys find this helpful. At the very least, you can see some of the tools inside of Cabinet Vision. But I just wanted to share some of the ways that I have to get kind of creative when I don't have a straightforward solution, because of like different constraints, whether it's plywood size or certain shapes of cabinets or whatever. But anyways, thanks for watching. I'm going to try to put out more Cabinet Vision tutorials. It's just been very busy for me, and I've been a little under the weather lately. So hopefully all of you guys have been feeling good, nice, and healthy, because I know that something's been going around everywhere, it seems like. But thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.